Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Atlanta. The setup is a little different this morning. You may have noticed. The 100 people behind me. Very excited you are here on this Music Sunday. I just met this young man right here. This is Reverend Dick Leonard. He was the minister at All Souls in New York for over 30 years and happens to be 45 years. Excuse me. So happy you're here. Also happens to be the grandfather of President-elect Jennifer Thilo. So a little UU royalty in the house. Really glad it's here. On this Music Sunday, we're lucky to have this beautiful orchestra here, and so Travis has arranged two of the hymns for them to play with us. The first one is number 318, We Would Be One. Please rise, in body or in spirit. So glad you are here with us. It is the best place to be in Atlanta, Georgia on a Sunday morning, especially on Music Sunday.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Atlanta, a beloved community that changes lives. I'm Kay Golan, and I am so glad to be with you this morning. Wherever you're from, whomever you love, and whatever path you're on, you're welcome here. If this is your first time, or if you've not yet had a chance, please stop by our welcome table in the social hall after the service to allow us to get to know you a little better. You can sign up to receive information about services and programs being presented over the next several weeks. All visitors and guests are invited to attend the weekly Inquirers class at 12:30 in room 1, just off the sanctuary. This week, the Inquirers are having a question and answer session with a lay minister and a board member. Visitors and members alike will find great information about our adult religious education programs in today's order of service. And now, please take a moment to put your cell phones in their most reverent position. Thank you. Once again, we're so glad you're here this beautiful morning. And now let's say the chalice lighting words together. May the light of this flame illuminate our tradition of seeking, invite all who yearn for acceptance, and ignite our passion for justice and peace.
Peace. The light of our chalice flame is also a warm light of our community. Let us take a minute to greet each other with a handshake, a hug, a high five, a do-si-do, whatever feels good.
Life is painful. It has thorns like the stem of a rose. Culture and art are the roses that bloom on the stem. The flower is yourself, your humanity. Art is the liberation of the humanity inside yourself. Life is painful. It has thorns like the stem of a rose. Culture and art are the roses that bloom on the stem. The flower is yourself, your humanity. Art is the liberation of the humanity inside yourself. Daisaku Ikeda.
Being a humanist means trying to behave decently without expectation of rewards or punishment after you are dead. Kurt Vonnegut. Being a humanist means trying to behave decently without expectation of rewards or punishment after you are dead.
What I'm asking you to entertain is that there is nothing we need to believe on insufficient evidence in order to have deeply ethical and spiritual lives. Sam Harris. What I'm asking you to entertain is that there is nothing we need to believe on insufficient evidence in order to have deeply ethical and spiritual lives.
It isn't all over. Everything has not been invented. The human adventure is just beginning. It isn't all over. Everything has not been invented. The human adventure is just beginning. Gene Roddenberry.
There is light in the world, and it is us. Elazir Yudkowsky. There is light in the world, and it is us.
There is light in the world, and it is us. Our music for meditation this morning is a song by Ben Harper and the Blind Boys of Alabama. It's called There Will Be a Light. The chorus goes like this. There will be a light. There will be a light. Try it with me. There will be a light. There will be a light. Every time it comes back around, that's your part. It is now time for our community meditation. Settle in more comfortably. Close your eyes if you wish. And join us in singing, There Will Be a Light. There will be There will be a light. 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 Let the warmth of our love dry away all of your tears. Fear not, for we are with you. And we will fear not with you here. There will be a light. There will be a light. There will be a light. There will be a light.
Let us put hands on our hearts. Feel the warm connection. Let love in this moment flow. Say to yourself silently, I will love myself. I will love others. And that love will heal the world. At this moment, we will hear the joys and concerns of this congregation. We are holding the family of Marcy Haver in our hearts this morning. Marcy passed away this week. She and her husband, Bob, were both UUCA choir members for many years. We send love and joy to longtime UUCA member Beth Gross, who is celebrating her 97th birthday this week. Thank you to Holly Grimes for the lovely flowers here in the sanctuary this morning. They are in honor of her mother's, what would have been her mother's 100th birthday. You are invited to say the names that are on your heart today. Speak these names into this holy space. As humans, we have gathered for millennia, so we gather this day to gently surrender to something beyond ourselves, to humbly acknowledge our mistakes, to ask forgiveness, to seek hope and renewal, to honor the earth and support all that sustains life, and to remember that all beings are all inextricably and mysteriously connected. Now we still our bodies and we still our minds. We take in a big breath and then we exhale. We relax into this space that our intentions have made sacred. We enter into the wise silence.
There will be, there will be, there will be a light. There will be a light. There will be, there will be, there will be a light. There will be a light. Let the warmth of our love magnify all of your bliss. Sing out, for we are with you. And together, we're gonna give our thanks for this. There will be, there will be, there will be light. There will be a light. There will be, there will be, there will be a light. There will be a light. There will be, there will be, there will be a light. There will be a light. Oh, hi. Today on Music Sunday, we perform a new composition written explicitly to celebrate the values and theology of Unitarian Universalism. Missa, Brevis, Pro Serveto by Tobin Stokes features text based on the traditional Latin text of the Roman Catholic Mass. But while the text is still in Latin, the words are newly and beautifully penned by Unitarian Universalist minister Reverend Francis Dearman. The structure and genesis of the text honors Unitarian Universalism's Christian roots and heritage, while the new text expresses a contemporary theology for the UUs of today. Before each movement, a member of the choir will read a translation of the text. These words are central to our diverse and multifaceted theology. Words and music to inspire us to take this faith of acceptance into the wider world. Present to you Missa Brevis, Pro Serveto.
Kyrie eleison. Lord, have mercy. The sea is so great, and my ship is so small. Lord, have mercy. The stars are far away, and the night is cold. Lord, have mercy. My life is short, and we hunger for hope. Lord, have mercy.
Kyrie eleison.
Gloria. Spirit of life, you who breathe life into the world, you who bless the sea with ships and quicken the fruitful earth, since through you all living things are conceived and risen, gaze upon the light of day. Through seas and hills, through tearing floods, through the leafy homes of birds, through lush green fields, we give thanks.
Credo. What do I know of the world? What does a fish know of water? What does a bird know of air? Nothing but weather, nothing but waves. Nothing comes from nothing. I am born from the earth, from air and fire, from water and stars. And my life, which I owe to nature, being mortal, I shall return to earth. I believe in spirit, breathing upon the waters. I believe in loving kindness. I believe in life.
There's more. Every year, on Music Sunday, we take up a donation specifically for the UUCA music program. These donations go to special programs like Music Sunday, allowing us to bring in a professional orchestra to do major works. In the past, these donations have gone to special projects like making a CD, which we just found a box of, and they're on sale in the social hall for $5 because you all still listen to CDs. But we're thinking about doing more recording, and so these donations go to special things like that. We know that in a perfect world, we would have a music budget robust enough to achieve all of our dreams, but until that time, these donations go a very long way to making our services more beautiful and meaningful. The offering for the UUCA music program will now be given and very gratefully received.
Proclamation. From the mountains, out of silence, a still small voice is heard that proclaims through the ages reverence for life, freedom, reason, and tolerance. The voice teaches us, and the hand has written, that the world is one, and the holy is one, that all shall be saved, and all are worthy.
So we know that in a world where the only people trying to raise money are music and RE, that would go well, right? We get to see it every Sunday. We get to see the fruits of your labor. Everyone wants to give money so our kids can learn and grow and change. But so we know that these special asks go a long way, but they don't necessarily pay the lighting bill, right? So in a perfect world, we pledge more, we make more out of this, but we are still very grateful for what you do to make this congregation so special. We're very grateful for what you do to help this music program thrive. Thank you.
And now, please join me for the dedication of this offering. The words are found in your order of service and on the screen. To the work of this congregation, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action we call community, we dedicate our lives and these our offerings.
Sermo, how shall we live? I hate and I love. And we weep for friends of long ago, now lost. The work of my hands might well be writ in wind and running water, for I see the innocent suffer, and I tremble on the shores of night. God has no hands but ours. Peace walks on no feet but our own. May I be hope. May I be light from a hill. May our light go everywhere like the sun. May our shrine be the good heart.
The first Mass I ever sang was Franz Schubert's Mass in G. You may have heard it. I was 15 or 16 years old. The Schubert Mass in G is a wonderful piece. The music is beautiful and it's accessible, so even amateur choirs singing it sound fantastic. Even more noteworthy is Schubert wrote this piece that is still performed all over the world on the regular, when he was 17. And he wrote it in a week. I was singing in a high school choir that met at the University of Michigan, so there was no religious affiliation. We just sang the Mass because it's a great piece. They may have provided a translation, but we didn't spend time digging into the meaning of each movement, just great music and a whole lot of Latin. My life was changed singing in choirs as a teenager. Music opened me up to a whole new world of emotions and connection. As I went deeper into studying choral music, there's an unfortunate truth for any non-Christians like myself. Almost all great Western choral masterworks are on Christian texts, like 98 out of 100. The prevalence of Christianity specifically can drive people away from choral music. When I meet a great singer and ask them about singing in the Atlanta Gay Men's Chorus, which I conduct, they'll often tell me, it's just too churchy. Our current repertoire is mostly Queen with a smattering of Elton John and Madonna. And yet, that stigma of it being churchy still exists. If you're into choral music, and I am really into choral music, you just can't escape religious texts. So what do? You do what a lot of us here in the room do all the time. You translate. Now, most of us are pretty good at this. We choose to be in a multi-religious UU community, and we do our best to respect and embrace our theological differences. That means we sometimes hear things from this pulpit that fit for us like a glove, while others of us, we need to do some translating. We need to help it, to make it work for ourselves, to make it meaningful, to help it press all the right spiritual buttons. Sometimes that means translating God or spirit into love and connection, or vice versa, taking beauty and emotion and calling it God. This came pretty naturally to me as a Unitarian Universalist because I'd been doing it for so many years as a young atheist singing choral music. I sang in temples, I sang in churches, but as aforementioned, even in secular spaces, the majority of the choral music we sang was religious. So, you can imagine my excitement learning about a UU Mass. Now, we've done Masses here before. We did the Missa a few years ago. Before that, we sang the Brahms Requiem, which is sometimes called the Humanist Requiem. They are both more theologically UU than the Catholic Mass, but the texts are still Christian. But here, Missa Brevis pro Serveto, dedicated to Miguel Serveto, a name that is anglicized to Michael Servetus. He was a UU martyr, literally burned at the stake for rejecting the Trinity. As I said earlier, the Mass nods to the Christian roots of Unitarian Universalism through the form of the Mass and the many of the movement names. But it's a special treat for me, and hopefully for the choir, and hopefully you, to be engaging with a piece in Latin that has a diverse theology. You see, when singing an ordinary Mass, of which I've sung dozens, there are some things that are really easy to translate. Kyries are about mercy. I like mercy. Gloria and Sanctus movements, those are about praise. Well, lots of things deserve praise, so that one's easy. Some of the movements, though, are harder, especially credos. Credo means I believe. The credo in the Catholic Mass is a laundry list of beliefs that I do not share. The credo is always the longest movement, and it opens with, I believe in the one true God, maker of heaven and earth, the Father Almighty, then goes on to list many more things to believe in, always with I statements. I believe in Jesus Christ, the one apostolic Catholic Church, crucifixion, confession, baptism, the coming judgment. A lot of things I don't believe in, and it's quite a lot to translate. So, even when the music is beautiful, I have to turn off that part of my brain that connects the text to what I'm singing, which is a lot easier to do in Latin than English. Now, when I was told about a UU Mass, I was skeptical. Why would you write lyrics, then translate them into Latin? If it's a UU Mass, why are we singing Kyries and Credos? But then I dug into this text, and I was very moved by the juxtaposition of UU theology into the Mass. In no movement more than the Credo. Instead of a big statement of, I believe in, the Credo starts with, what do I know of the world? What does a fish know of water? What knows a bird of the air? How refreshing, right? How unifying for a group of seekers such as this. The movement does end with some I believe statements. I believe in the Spirit moving upon the water. I believe in loving kindness. I believe in life. The use of these movements in a new context makes me think of religious words that atheists and humanists can sometimes feel a little allergic to. Not like EpiPen allergic, but like itchy mouth allergic when you eat an avocado. Words or statements, some spoken in this service today, words or statements that make you feel like you don't belong in the room, like you're the odd one out, like you're not welcome here. Words like God or Lord or Father in certain contexts. But there are other words that I love and want to be talked about more in humanist circles. Last week, Reverend Strauss preached on humanist prayer. I like group prayer. I'm into words like mercy and grace, words like holy, blessing, praise, sacrament, divinity. I'm even into words like amen and hallelujah. Oh, yeah. To echo what Reverend Strauss said last Sunday, we can have it all. In a theologically diverse space, our theists are going to find God in humanist readings and poetry. Our atheists are going to find human connection and inspiration in theist texts and stories. It is how we make it work. It is a holy thing we do together. It is a blessing we bestow upon each other. This translating, this understanding, it isn't easy, but it does draw a wider circle. It tears down some walls that must fall. May we continue to find deeper understanding in our own ways and together, knowing there are so many different right answers. I'm grateful that we create this space together. May it be so. That's a keeper. It's a keeper.
Sanctus. Holy the earth, and blessed is our peace. Holy the earth, and blessed is our peace.
Benedictus. Speak blessing. Blessed are they whose hands bear loving kindness. Blessed are they who walk in peace. Blessed be. Go your ways.
Have a stand, orchestra. Give it up for these fabulous players. Give it up for this magnificent choir back here. Woo! And remain standing for our final hymn, which is number 108. How Can I Keep from Singing? It's a song to make tyrants tremble. I like that about it. My life was on in endless song. Please join hands for the benediction. Our benediction this morning is for this wonderful choir standing here behind me. From Peter Sellers. Vocal music is an attempt to take the whole human being and project it into space. It is the ultimate gesture of getting out of yourself. You take a part of you that is most private, most personal, most inward, and you hurl it out into space. You project it as far as you can. That gesture of opening this whole region of the body results in enormous spiritual release, and it is felt by other people with tremendous impact. Thank you for being here. Go in peace.
Yeah,